Yay, we're recording. A forewarning, my hair looks super greasy because I have an oil treatment in, so don't judge me. But I am so excited to see you guys, as always. I love seeing your pretty faces, so if you can, turn your cameras on. If you can't, it's not that big of a deal, but I love to see you guys. I don't really love looking at myself when I'm talking. So, cameras on, if possible. Okay, so let's start with high performance habits. We read through, what was it? Section 3, section 2? I think it was section 3. Anyways, the last homework that we have is to finish the book. So by next Monday, you'll have the book finished, all the activities. I'll work on getting the last of the activities up and posted in the team page too, so you guys don't have to like go searching for it. And then, does anybody have anything that they want to share that they learned or that they loved or that they've been liking about the book so far? Okay, that's fine. If you think of something too, put it in the comments or the chats or whatever. We've been getting feedback from you guys that you guys like doing these. So per usual, like if you guys like that we're doing something, for something to keep happening or for us to continue doing stuff, we want to hear back from you. So feedback is super important. I would love to hear how you guys are liking this book, if you're not liking it, all the things. And then the new books that we're going to be reading that you can either download the Audible or get a hard copy of is Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. I think that that's going to be a really good one. So we'll go over homework and what it looks like when where you should be reading to when we get together next Monday. But for now, you'll just finish High Performance Habits and have the book downloaded so that it's ready to go. Okay, so tonight we are going to be talking all about creative ways to build your business and some kind of, I don't want to say taboo, but out of the norm things that you can do instead of just the Facebook and Instagram that we always talk about. Not that those aren't amazing, and we'll get into all that. But Abby, why don't you tell us all of your tips and tricks and just the things that you've learned and how much fun you've been having on Twitch.
Okay, so at first I hated Twitch. I thought it took over the relationship I had with my boyfriend. Like, it was like Twitch and my boyfriend. I mainly did it just because, like, he was playing video games, wanted to earn money, whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then it turned into me finding friends and kind of getting in on their chats and, like, getting to know them, getting to know people in their chats. And then it came down to, like, hey, what do you do work-wise? So I told him about the 4 jobs I have and how busy I am, and then It Works came last. So we just kind of started talking about It Works. So I got a ton of potentials. So basically, with Twitch, it's a little weird because it is so different. Ads and, like, advertising for businesses and stuff in other people's chats and stuff are kind of frowned upon. So I kind of, like, go based off of, like, the person streaming and how they kind of play off of it and get the vibe of the room before I start chatting about it. But lately, me and my boyfriend have been doing, like, cooking streams. So we, like, make a whole bunch of recipes using the products that we use. And we just kind of do streams, like live feed streams, which is different for me. And we just kind of do cooking streams and interact with people, and it's been kind of fun. We've connected with people from Australia to Ohio to, like, California, like, all over the place. So it's definitely different. So.
Oh my God, that's awesome. No, I love it. I feel like it's something that I never would have thought. And so when you told me that, I was just like, oh my gosh, everybody needs to know about this. Like, if you play games at all or into that sort of thing, I think that it would be really good for people. So I have like a video on YouTube that's called something like, what is it called? I don't remember. Oh, it's like what to do when you're blocked on social media, I think is what it's called. And basically I go over all of the things because y'all know I went through hell and back with Facebook. We brawled for months before I got fully disabled. So, I have had to learn other ways and learn how to get creative with my business. So I made a list of things that I kind of go over in that video too. But just to reiterate, and I'm not going to go into like a huge training on how I use each of these platforms. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to be proactive. And if you hear a platform or you think that platform is something that you want to give a shot or whatever, you should spend time researching and investigating what that is going to take and what it looks like to run a successful network marketing business or something with sales on that platform, because every single platform is different. We post a lot different on Instagram than we do on Facebook. We post a lot different on LinkedIn than you would on Facebook, right? So you're going to have to learn whatever works best for you. But I think the really cool thing about this business is that there's no right or wrong way. And I'll never sit here and tell you guys like, oh, you shouldn't be utilizing that platform. I think you should be utilizing everything that you can handle. I don't think that you should overwhelm yourself and pick 12. I'll kind of let you know like all the ones that I can think of and then what I mainly do. One sec, I think. Oh, here we go. I was gonna say I think somebody's unmuted. Okay, so Twitch, obviously we just went over. Instagram, huge. Facebook, huge. We know both of those. TikTok is absolutely incredible, and I've been utilizing TikTok a lot more recently, especially since I figured out how to add income disclosure statements, like a photo onto the end of my video so that it is within compliance. Sorry, you guys, I'm like so winded. I have such bad asthma and this baby is like taking all I got. Anyways, TikTok is huge. Just make sure that you are staying within compliance, obviously, with all of these. LinkedIn. I know Krista for a really long time used to use LinkedIn and loved it. I've seen some people posting stuff on like Nextdoor apps because there's not really like guidelines so much as to like what you can sell and what you can't, and it's free to post and it's within like your community or whatever. And so even just doing simple ones like just trying to sell samples, and don't make it so sales pitchy, just more like, you know, I'm genuinely looking for 5 people who would be willing to try my coffee instead of theirs for 5 days and let me know what they think. Like keep it that simple, and then do all the digging and give all the info and all that kind of stuff in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? Like keep the curiosity. And then I haven't really dabbled in this much, but I've seen a lot of recently, because when Connor was looking for a job, there were a lot of Craigslist ads for like work from home businesses. And granted, this does cost money to do, and I have no clue if this is within compliance. So don't necessarily quote me on this, but I've seen other people and other network marketing companies do this. So this is something that I'm definitely going to be looking into. Again, before you do any of these, like just look into things and let's have a conversation about it. But this is the only one that I really question that's on my list. But I've been seeing people do that. So I'm going to look more into that and I'll let you guys know what I come up with. And then we used to talk about it kind of pre-COVID a lot more, and it hasn't been a huge topic of discussion recently just because of everything going on. But it will be again as things really start to reopen. I really don't see that happening for like another year. Obviously, I have no clue and don't know more than any of you guys know, but I can tell you right now that it's not happening within the next 90 days. So something to just keep on the back burner and keep in your mind is wrap parties and coffee parties. Find a partner who is local and will do this with you. Like I love doing my parties with Nat just because she's so high energy, and I know when I go with her, I'm like gonna crush it. You know what I mean? Or I'm totally willing to come with you guys too. So if you're local with me and can schedule it at a time that I'm available, I would absolutely love to go with you guys too. And so wrap parties, and then also like coffee parties. And I'll start doing these again soon. Again, once it's like more safe, I guess, to do so and I'm not pregnant. But having people over for coffee and like serving our keto coffee or skinny brew instead of obviously regular coffee, and then it just starts good conversation. And we have like whole trainings on those, and we'll do more trainings again soon because I've learned a lot of things, and I'm sure Nat has and other people who have done them since we've done our last training on wrap parties. But having said all that, belly to belly is the way that people used to build, you know, like we didn't always have social media. We didn't always have the platforms that we have now. So utilizing that genuine conversation in person. And then also, again, going back to in-person things with like your waiters and waitresses. If you have someone who, sorry, excuse me, that you had a really good interaction with or whatever it is, write on your receipt if you like are too afraid to talk to them about it in person, or at the end of your dinner just start asking them like, hey, you know, I have something that I think you would be really good at that would work perfect with your busy schedule. Would you be open to hearing more about it? Like, or leaving a business card if you guys have business cards or whatever it is, and just saying like, hey, I think you would be perfect at what I do, or I think we should become business partners. Like, I had a great experience with you. And kind of force yourself to get out of your comfort zone with that. You are likely not going to see this person again unless you're like a regular at this restaurant. And the worst case scenario is that they're just going to throw away the receipt, you know, and not reach out to you. But I've definitely had people reach out to me and that were curious about the opportunity or the products or whatever. And then Twitter, which is like meh, but you can use it. And like pop-up shops. So unlike a wrap party, I typically go to other people's houses for wrap parties, or sometimes I'll have them at my house. But with pop-up shops, you can like host them. Again, this is all once things kind of open back up, but gyms, coffee shops, literally like when we were at conference, if you go watch the conference replay, they have like a whole panel on like boutiques and all the different places that you can host pop-up shops. Like that was the really big thing of conference. And they even have packages in eSuite for you to like literally be fully prepared when you go to something like that. And that's all a write-off. So vendor events, all those kind of things. But I just want you guys to be creative. I want you to be proactive. And I talked about this a lot when I was getting disabled. And I just want to put another bug in your ear that we're never safe. And you should never be relying on one platform and feeling like you're going to lose your shit if it all falls apart. You have to have an emergency backup plan. You have to know exactly what you are going to do if and when your Facebook account or your Instagram account or your TikTok gets disabled. So it's not going to detriment your business if you don't let it. You guys have not seen me stop or my enrollment slow down from the second that I have lost my Facebook. Yes? Drop a 1 in the chat if you have noticed that I have not slowed down at all. That is a choice. That's not because I'm special. That's not because I'm like some person that it just magically falls into my lap. I work for that. I have 3 Instagrams. I'm making sure that I'm providing a lot of team value with you guys, you know, all of the things. And I don't say that to brag, but I just mean that you and I are the exact same and we have the exact same capabilities. So don't let anything deter you because we can do this together. This is one of the most amazing things about this is you're not alone and I'm not alone. And just because I don't have Facebook doesn't mean all of you guys don't have Facebook and all of the things, you know, so still be utilizing all your platforms. And then for what I typically do and what I use is Instagram heavily, like heavy Instagram, TikTok, and what's the other one that I use? Obviously, I don't know why I'm like blanking, you guys, but in-person stuff I've been trying to be better about. But TikTok is huge. Use it until it dies. And seriously, jump on these reels, like stat if you haven't already, because there's like hardly any algorithm right now, and so many people are going to see your stuff. So that's kind of all she wrote, y'all, tonight. Super cash. I'm going to end this recording. Let's see if I know how.